This is what I look like. So goodbye. Okay. And oh no, maybe Chloe doesn't want me to show the inside of her room. Anyways, that's Jack, or as I like to call him, Joke, which may seem a bit mean, but can he even understand what that means? um, I have the entire house to myself, but actually, I don't know if people want me to show the inside of our house. So, I don't think I'm gonna walk. I want to go downstairs, but I don't think they want to show them this. They don't want me to show the inside of our house. So all you get to see is our bathroom. That's me again. And that's basically it. And you get to kind of see Chloe's room there. I would pace in my room, but I don't have any room in here because I still need to. No matter what I do, it's just completely and utterly impossible to have this part of my floor be cleared off. It's just completely impossible. There's always something I need to put there. So I have the entire house to myself. I don't know how long they're going to be gone, but it's going to be at least the entirety of today. So it is now 9 o'clock, and I got up at 4:30. So I'm stupid because I procrastinated for 5 hours. No, I didn't really. Yeah, I did. But I mean, I did some stuff during that time that was necessary, which was to take a shower and to walk the dog and give him food. But obviously, doing that stuff doesn't take 5 hours. So therefore, I procrastinate. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna walk through here. So, anyways, I wonder if our window is open. No, it isn't. So, so lately on my homework channel, I've just been uploading. I've just been uploading stream highlights or videos that I take with OBS when I do my homework, and then upload it to the channel. Fun fact, my channel still has 0 subscribers. So, there's that. I do realize that it's very boring. My videos that I do are very boring. Who wants to watch somebody do homework? Like, obviously, that's not gonna. Most people will not be entertained by that. But on the other hand, do I really still have 0 subscribers? Like, you would think I'd have at least 1 by now. Why is my leg sore? Really, walking the dog makes my legs sore. What? I haven't felt this type of soreness in my leg before for a long time. It's a different type of soreness. It's kind of like in the back of my, whatever you call the part that's behind your knee. For some reason that is sore. So anyways, I guess this will just end up being a vlog. That could end up being about things that don't have to do with homework. Um, 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 because it's impossible to restrict it entirely to talking about homework. So, but anyways, I have not yet determined what homework I have to do. Well, I do know what I have to do, but I guess I can just look at that right now. Fine. I'll just double check again. So, for business communication, I'm assuming that other than the discussion post that was due yesterday, I have there's a quiz that's due on Wednesday. So there's that and probably another discussion post. Management accounting. There's a thingy due on Friday. Is it Friday? Wednesday? 14 is Sunday, 15 is Monday, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, the next thing in management accounting is due on Friday, but there's also a test on Thursday. Microeconomics, I'm not sure when the next thing is due. I guess I'll check my email. Of course. How is it? How did I skip it? How is the last email that he sent all the way back a long time ago? We don't have a day for the next assignment. And human resource management, we have something due on Friday. The team activity, that's when that's due. So the team activity is develop a recruitment and selection plan. Develop the recruitment and selection plan for the job that we selected for module 2.1. There is a recorded lecture related to this activity that we can watch in order to do that. So the summary is that we have the discussion post that was due yesterday, and then we don't have anything due at all until Wednesday. And on Wednesday we have our quiz for that class, and then we have a test in management accounting, and then on Friday we have human resources and management accounting and business communication. And for corporate finance, I think our test is probably going to be in a week and a half. Did creating this homework channel actually help here? Well, so far it's not helping. It's not helping my motivation at all, because I can't do anything. So what I was planning to do was to try to finish studying the chapters 1, 2, 4, and 5 for corporate finance, So basically what I did before was I only studied his problem set that he had. I only studied that for chapter 1 and 2, and for those two chapters I ended up with the 98% and a 100% on the quizzes. And then I realized that in order to properly study for the quizzes, I have to study the sample questions that they give on Connect. So, which is a lot more questions than what are just given in the problems sets. So I studied like half of chapter 4, and then like a week later I finished up studying chapter 4 and then studied like half of chapter 5, and now I have about half of chapter 5 left to go over. But I can't just study chapter 5 by itself and then just right away take the quizzes and test, because I probably forgot a lot of the stuff I already studied. So I might have to go over everything again. I don't know how long that would take. How long would it take me to literally answer every single question one more time? Like, seriously, how long would that take? But I have to, because otherwise I'm going to fail. I'm not going to remember all that stuff that I studied like 3 weeks ago. So not only do I have to go through chapter 5, the rest of chapter 5, I have to go through the entire thing one more time. I have to go through the entire thing. I don't even know how long that would take, but it takes a long time doing it the first time because you don't know what you're doing the first time. But the second time, maybe it's not so bad because you know what you're doing, right? So, but it's going to take several hours. I don't really know how long it's going to take. It's many, many hours. 10 hours, 20 hours, somewhere. It can't be more than 20, can it? Is it going to be 20 hours or more? Or is it going to be less than 20 hours? One thing we can do is time it. We could time the rest of the study to see how long it takes. But there's a train going by. Remember how many times I've showed myself in the mirror? One thing we could do is time. One thing I could do is write down things. I could just write everything down, really. I could just write stuff down. Nice one. What else is there to talk about? Nothing. Because that's my entire life. Let's look at my grades. Let us look at my grades. Let's look at my grades. Those are my grades. Nice job. My original goal was to get all A's. I don't know if it's possible to get A's in 2 of the classes. 2 of them. It's really funny because even though my grade in corporate finance right now is 38%, there's actually still a remote possibility that I could end up with an A in the class. Because if my teacher lets me take those quizzes in the test from before, it all depends on what his penalty is, but maybe he only takes off 1 letter grade for them, and then if I do well on the rest of the tests, then I can still get an A in the class. Whereas with human resources, it's at 85%. So, I mean, I guess it's at 85%. I only have to push it up 5 more points. How hard can it possibly be to push it up 5 more points? And the same is true for business communication. but I feel like there may not be enough assignments to push it up 5 points. Plus, I don't know if I'll even be able to motivate myself to like push it up 5 more points, because it kind of takes some dedication to like push your grade up 5 points when you have this many assignments that we have in both of the classes. Both of those classes have assignments every single week, which may be good because that just means you have a lot more opportunities to push up your grade. But on the other hand, each individual assignment is worth less, so each individual thing will push your grade up less than if you had less assignments. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it doesn't really matter, but I don't know if I can motivate myself to get good grades in like all the rest of the assignments. Because for business communication, every single week we have a discussion post that I'm very not interested in. Like, for example, well, she always gives 3 or 4 videos to watch, and you just choose one video, and then you have to write about how this applies to your work environment. But the problem is that my work environment is highly unusual because I work by myself. So most of the stuff that we're talking about doesn't even apply to me. So it makes all of those assignments much more difficult. And the other option is to just talk about your previous work environments. My last work environment was 4 years ago. I can't remember anything about it. That was 4 years ago. I have a terrible autobiographical memory. I remember barely anything from that. So every single one of those assignments is a huge annoyance to do. And I've turned in almost every single one of them a day late. Because my teacher decided it would be a great idea to leave the assignment open for a day after it was due, thus incentivizing me to always turn it in 1 day late. Oh, and also she only takes off 1 point for turning it in late. 1 point out of 25 points. That is a giant incentive to turn it in late. Like, honestly, you only lose 1 out of 25 points for turning it in late? What do you expect is going to happen? And then the human resource class is even worse because we keep having all these weird assignments. Like last week, it was a team activity. We were supposed to write a job description for some random position. I don't even know how we're supposed to. So yeah, my teammates did most of the work. I'll admit that. I basically did nothing for that. I asked them what I could do, and they said they were like, oh, well, we weren't sure about the work authorization thing, so maybe you could look at that and maybe fix it. I looked at it, and you know what I ultimately told them? I ultimately told them, yeah, what you have is fine. And all I did was delete the words security clearance from it. That's literally the only change I made. So the entirety of the work I did for the assignment was to delete the word security clearance from it. That's all of the work I did. So I basically did like 1% of the work, and then like 2 or 3 people did 99% of the work. And then there was also one other guy in our group who didn't do any work for it, which was slightly unusual because he had been doing stuff before. I don't know if I mentioned this, but our group in human resource management, we are a group for the entire semester, and we do several assignments. We have done several assignments so far. So the first assignment we did was it was this just a set of questions. It was talking about a bunch of like scenarios. We had to explain, like, answer what's the best response to this scenario and whatnot. Thankfully, I did contribute to that, but man, thankfully, wow, I actually contributed to that one. Wow. The second thing we did, I feel like we did more than that, but the second thing we did was a presentation. What was our presentation on? I forgot. Let's see. It was a presentation on certain laws having to do with human resource management. And all I did for that was I added 1 point to the PowerPoint. And I wrote like 1 or 2 paragraphs, and then I presented the slide. But they gave me 1 slide to do, and one of the team members wrote my slide for me in advance, and then I added 1 extra point to it, and then I wrote a script for me to go over the slide, and then I copied and pasted my script into the Word document. So I ended up doing a certain amount of work for it, but not much. Can I stop? So anyways, I don't know why he has us in the same group for the entire semester. I mean, it kind of is nice because we're just talking to the same people throughout the entire time. We don't have to, like, I don't know. It's could be a lot of work, but not a lot of work. But we have our Snapchat group, and we just talk on there mostly. Also, something that's annoying me about the group is that they always set our Zoom meetings on like Thursdays at 8 p.m. and I like going to bed early. So next time, I'm going to tell them that I would like us to have our Zoom meeting at a different time, because every single time they set the Zoom meeting at 8 p.m., I can never motivate myself to show up to the Zoom meeting because it's always so late in the day. So I'm going to specifically ask them to set our Zoom meeting to an earlier time of day. Should I write down my homework assignments? Should I write down? This is the most boring thing of all time, but we got a new floor. All of this used to be carpet. Also, we got new carpeting on our stairs. So anyways, it's March 13th. It is March 13th. The past month and a half has been very stressful. I've just been floating along for the past month and a half, just and also for the past 3 weeks. Let's see, when was our test originally due? It was due on the 22nd of February. How many weeks has it been? Oh my goodness, that's a long time ago. What? That is a long time ago. I can't. Whoops. No, please. Camera, do not mess up. Do not mess up, camera. 22nd. So, wait, what's the day today? 13. So 22nd add 7, which is 29, but there's no 29th, so it's March 1st is a week later. March 8th is 2 weeks later. March 15th is 3 weeks later. It has been almost 3 weeks since the quizzes and exam were due for corporate finance. This entire 3 weeks, I have had the burden of knowing that I did not complete that yet, and I have to get it done at some point. But I haven't even gotten it done yet. It's been 3 weeks. And our next quizzes and exam are coming up. I'm not entirely sure when, but my teacher, I remember looking at the lecture. I think I looked at the recording, and he said that he was going to do something related to reviewing for the test on Thursday, which I would assume means that our next quizzes and exam are going to be due in about 1.5 weeks. So I have 1.5 weeks to get the previous thing done and get the next thing done too. So that's gonna be, I'm not sure how many hours it's gonna take. I think it's gonna take less hours to do the second exam than to do the first exam. I think it's gonna take less, but I would say it's gonna be a comparable amount of hours.